thank you, Repair Spots, for being a vendor member and taking shops seriously. Your POS is built specifically for shops, and I've had the honor of actually working with you with some of our clients. And so knowing that you guys make changes, like good requests, like if somebody requests something, there's a problem, you guys are on it like this. And that you have USA support, which I know that a lot of companies have international. I even do, right? But it's just really nice to have someone that really understands what you're saying and gets the concepts, And so that was two things that I wanted to add in. So let's go ahead and get to it. I'm gonna let you guys take over.
Yep, definitely. So first of all, I want to thank everybody who's on this call. My name is Raymond. So for some of you who probably weren't part of the previous, like the introductory call, I'm the CEO, owner of Repair Spots, and I'm also like the lead developer on the iOS side, the mobile side. So we're going to talk about a few things. We have this broken down into pieces. That way it's not like, too boring for you guys. And I want to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to understand software, ask questions, and of course, see what's coming. So Dylan, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Dylan. I handle support over here at Repair Spots. So any kind of feedback that comes in, anything that's going through will be going through me. I'm also the one that's helping a lot of shops onboard and get set up within Repair Spots. And I help explain, understand workflows and work things out with different repair shops to make sure that your experience is good using Repair Spots.
Yep, Dylan's definitely a superstar. So whenever you guys call, most likely Dylan is the one that's going to be answering that call. He does great support, and we have pretty much a big team. Everybody is good in their own way. So yeah, so to get this started, right? I also want to thank RFA, right, for having this, giving this opportunity to showcase our software. You guys been awesome, working with us for different, different parts, and we're definitely excited to showcase this and continue working with you guys in the upcoming years. So to dive right in, let's just start with what is Repair Spots, right? For the guys that might not know about us or probably didn't hear about us in the past. So as Nicole said, Repair Spots is a point of sale designed specifically for repair shops, right? We understand the business very well because myself, I used to own several repair shops in the past like 10 years. I don't own one currently, of course, but I have experience, so I understand the struggle. We built a software that's designed specifically for your needs, and of course, us understanding that as previous repair shop owners, it helps build the software and go straight to what you guys really use and what you care about in a software. We designed the software about 6 years ago with as I said, the intention of just building a great, easy to use software, right? So when you think about Repair Spots, don't think of it only as just a point of sale, right? Because there's many point of sales out there, but we are actually a point of sale that's not only designed for your niche, right? But we're also very simple to use, and we take mobile very serious. So we have a really solid mobile application that we see mobile is the future, right? So we have like a really solid mobile app that you can download in the App Store, and also works on like M1 computers. It's very powerful. It's not just like a basic app, it's actually super powerful. So how are we going to divide this call? We're going to showcase a little bit about software. Dylan's going to be doing that. We're going to talk about onboarding a little bit, how to get started, and of course, key features of the software, right? We also want you guys to ask questions while we go through this, right? Because we're going to take pauses, of course, and hear your questions, answer them in the best way possible. And if you guys want to learn something specific, then we can also move into that direction. So I'm just gonna let Dylan showcase the software. And anybody who wants access to our beta version, which we're gonna present at the end, we are, it's required that you guys, of course, are an RFA member, but we can share details of how to share that special link to you guys through there. So just ask at the end. So I'll let you, Dylan,
I put instructions for members how to sign up for the benefit. They just have to log into the portal, click products, and submit the job form. And then I know before we end this, you guys are going to be telling what the benefit is. And then Brian, you have something else you want to talk about too. So
yep. Yeah, so of course we have a special deal for RFA members. So it's important to go through the process on rfa.com. Then you ready?
All right, let me go ahead and
Let's
start
see it.
sharing my screen.
Yep.
As you're jumping
And-
in, we've got some new people jumped in. We're just going to go do a quick demo. We're going to have a Q&A, and then we're going to talk about the benefit. And we've got another announcement, so hang in there.
That's awesome. And by the way, if you guys can write on the chat, right, if you guys questions, but I would like to know what do you guys mostly repair, right? I mean, are you guys mostly focused on like the cell phone repair, computer repair, console repair? It's kind of good just to understand like the audience that we're having. And if we want, we can show you like specifics on that niche.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Are you able to share, Dylan? Okay, there we go.
All right, is everyone
Awesome.
seeing my screen?
Yep.
And I do want to add to this before this is a demo shop, right? So of course, all the information that you're seeing here is test data. So you know, if you guys see like different names or repeated devices, etc., is because this is a demo account. But this is what Dylan's gonna be presenting to you is what we have live right now. At the end, we're gonna show you the new update. So it's important that you guys stay until the end because that's where you guys are gonna see the fun stuff.
Absolutely.
And I'm posting random questions in the chat. We just want to
Yep.
learn more about what you guys are doing. So if you see a question pop up, please feel free to respond while you're watching.
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right. So this here that we're looking at is the home screen for Repair Spots. This is where you're going to be able to see all of your monthly stats, start any activities like creating a repair, starting a sale, anything like that. See any recent activity, or if you're going to be pulling up a sale, repair, or a product that you already have in your system, you'd also be finding that from this screen. So very powerful main menu here. Here on the left-hand side, we have monthly goals. So easy ways to kind of inspire your shop to try to do better, reach your monthly limits, and make sure you're getting the amount of repairs and sales that you want to get into your shop, right? So
Yep, and goals is something also just you know, we're gonna kind of go back and forth, me and Dylan here a little bit. So goals is something that's super important. The reason why it's actually in the main menu is because we understand that, of course, each business needs goals, right? Because if you don't set up goals and expectations for you and your team, then it's kind of just like, oh, we wish we did, you know, like 100 repairs this month. We wish that we did 50 grand on sales this month. So, you know, like having set goals and, you know, like the software updates all this in real time. So, you know, you always know that your team can help, you know, motivate your team. We also have an area in reporting that we're going to show you later on where you can see like which employees like performing better and do like reports per employee. But this is just like a basic overview. So what you're seeing on the screen is mostly just like a recap of kind of the current month that you're on.
right, exactly. So I kind of want to dive right into repairs. So let's go ahead and start the create repair process so you guys can kind of have an understanding on how the repair management side of things is going to be flowing. All right. So the first screen we're going to be met with here is for, of course, repair types. These are all customizable. So whatever you might be working on, I see some people in chat mention that they work on game systems, drones, things like that. So all of those are going to be able to be created here. So if you wanted to add specific consoles that you have specific tests for, if you wanted to generalize them in an entire series, you can do that to your shop's kind of liking here. So let's select drone, for example. So here we're going to just simply fill out the device's information, the name of the device and the problem that it's having. So if we wanted to say like this was like a DJI Phantom drone, for example, and the motors aren't working. This could, of course, if it was a phone, it could be a diagnostic. This could be an LCD repair, whatever the problem might be that the device is encountering.
Yep. We divided the repair intake form in 3 steps. So pretty much the first step is device information, what's working, what's not working. The second step will be the actual like device information, any notes that you want to add, like parts and notes. And the third step is the customer, right? So we broke it down to 3 steps. Again, at the end, we'll show you the new design, right? So we've improved a lot of things, but the core functionality of the software is what we're going to be presenting to you here.
Exactly. So the IME and serial number or the lot code are both optional fields. If there's a lot code you need to record, or if you want to record that IMEI number, you can do so. You can even draw a pattern lock using that button there. And then here at the bottom, you'll be able to do the diagnostic of the device. So this is, of course, relative to the repair type that we selected. So if you've had drone and then you have specific parts you're testing for the drone, those show up down here in the same screen.
Yep, and we'll be answering some of the questions that are in the chat. So all the questions will be answered. So no worries about that.
All right. So here in this step, we're going to add any parts that are immediately going to be needed for this repair. So if you know you're going to be changing a screen, you know you're going to be changing a motor, you can go ahead and add that part right away. You can also add a service. So if you are having a cleaning service or something like that, that can all be added to this repair. So if you're going to go ahead and add a part or accessory, you go here, find that part, search it in inventory, and then add it to the repair. We can also,
So
if we don't know what we're changing and we don't know what we're replacing, and we just want to give the customer a flat price, we can do that as well.
Yep, I just wanted to add to this. So this part here, the parts, sometimes the device comes in, the device is not testable, right? Because it's water damage or the device has like a broken, like a digitizer, for example, you can't test it. In that case, you can leave this part empty. And just put like $0 a price, or if you guys charge a diagnostic fee, you guys can also put like 25 bucks or whatever you guys want to input there. But if you guys for a fact know what you're going to repair, then that's where you would select these items. So if it comes in for a broken LCD, you guys, it's pretty much obvious that the LCD is damaged and that everything else seems to be working fine. Then you can just immediately go select the LCD part and tie it to the repair. The good thing about it is also accessories that you store there. So assuming that the customer came in and said, hey, I want to change the LCD and I also want you guys to install tempered glass, you guys can also select the LCD and the tempered glass, link it to the repair. That way, when you or your technician or your sales rep checks out that person, that customer, then it pulls all that data. So you don't have to remind your technician, hey, like remember to charge them or do an upsell on a specific item, because it all just grabs it from the repair. And of course, you can always update the repair parts and accessories after the repair is created, to maintain it up to date.
Right. Now down here, we're also going to have an area to add any notes for the repair. So this could be used, for example, when you're going to write what the customer is saying happened to their device or their equipment. This could also be used for any important information that would be used for the technician starting the repair. So anything that might be important regarding the repair can be written in here. And then you can link as many images as you want down here at the bottom section. So we can press on this plus, and if you're on a mobile device such as an iPad or an iPhone, you can even use the same camera on the device and take pictures, and then you'll attach those pictures to this repair. You can have as many pictures as you want linked in, so there is no problem.
So yes, they can't attach a webcam. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
you will
take
be able to
some
take
time
those
to-
photos.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So just to answer those two questions that are currently right there. So can you require serial and PIN? We would love to, right? But we have a lot of users that they just want do the repair super quick. And maybe sometimes the device is turned off or there's no way to get the serial number because it's hard. Sometimes it's not visible. So we don't require it as an optional the serial number, but it's something that we do encourage. That's why it's there. And in regards to the photos and the text message, I believe that we're at we send automated text messages after the repair is created. We do text message automation for status updates, etc. So all that can be attached. If you have an external camera, then to answer your question, yes, you'll be able to take pictures or from your gallery and tie it to the repair.
Additionally, can you text and receive text to inform customers? So are you able to customize what it's sending out? And then can you see if they text back?
Yeah, so we have right now we use Twilio for SMS sending. So that is a setting that could be set up within Twilio, right? To receive back and forth text messaging.
Within
right
what?
now,
What was it that you said? Twitter?
So Twilio is the service that we use for that specifically. It's called Twilio. Yep. But
do you
right now
spell that?
that would so it's TWILIO. Yep. And then and we can go more into Twilio details because there's a lot to talk about that. But yeah, we have a lot of customized text messages that are sent out, and we also provide support on setting up Twilio. We even have like a form that you can fill out within the software if you need support with Twilio specifically.
Awesome.
We also
Okay,
have
so if you
ways to
guys-
send out like customer feedback requests and things like that through RepairSpots as well using Twilio. So if you wanted to get like a review from a customer, that can also be sent out through RepairSpots.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
And
So if
actually,
they're
another,
interested in this, oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I'm sorry. No, I was just going to mention that, and we have a ton of text messages that are sent out. So I think we could, after we create the repair, we can go into details and show you like when a text message is sent out, because there's a lot of text messages that we send out for different actions like rating, reviews, etc. And I think we should also like go more deeper into that. So yeah, you're gonna say something, Nicole? I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. So we don't have to go too deep into that. If that's something that's a concern to you about messaging, it's going to be very easy for them to go to the portal, submit the job form, and you guys are going to reach out to each one of these people.
Yeah.
So even if you're just reaching out to get more info, just fill out the job form on your member portal, and they're going to personally reach out to you. So, and they can just answer more questions. It's not like the job form is you saying, okay, I'm going to pay for this. You can just say, hey, I actually had some more questions. You know what I mean? So.
Yep,
Exactly.
definitely. And you can just write notes on the form, like what exactly, because we could go, we're still going to cover some of the most important text messages, but it could go like really deep in, and we of course want to be able to cover a few things that are important. But if you guys need support text message setup, we're definitely could help you set that up and go as deep as needed.
Yeah, and keep the questions coming, guys. If you're putting them in the chat, that's perfect. Then we won't forget them.
Yeah.
Definitely. So
All right.
Dylan, do you want to talk about what they're seeing now here?
Of course. So we'll finish this step. As a final precaution, we do have to select the technician that is expected to work on the device. So
Dylan, I'm gonna ask you as if I was a customer, right? So is that modifiable? So why is that important?
yeah, of course. So we want the customer to know that they have a technician that is assigned to the repair, right? So it's important that the repair has a technician that is linked to the repair when it's created. Now, the shop doesn't necessarily require, of course, that technician works on it, and that can be updated later. So if another technician does pick up this repair and starts working on it, then, and we will also keep evidence of this within the repair's details, but you'll be able to see the technician working on it and that change and the whole process. So it's very important that a technician is always linked to a repair. That way, there's always some kind of sense of responsibility between the shop and the customer bringing in their device.
Perfect. And items, that $75, did that come from a manual input, or did that come from a part that you selected?
This would have been a manual input. Now, it would definitely
Okay.
be more recommended that even if you're in the case that you have diagnostics, and let's say you did have multiple diagnostics that you perform as a shop and you have different charges, for example, if it's a water damage device, if it's a console, if it's a computer, they can all be created as different services for diagnostics. So in the majority of cases, you will be using parts from your inventory, and it's recommended that you also, even if the part doesn't exist when you're creating the repair, that you go ahead and create a part on the fly for that repair, so that you have reports that accurately display everything that you've gone through with your shop and that everything makes sense at the end of the day.
Yep. I wanted to go to that specifically, right? Because we have customers that initially like they all they care about is just like getting repairs in and out, right? So they probably don't care about reporting, and they might just input $75, for example, right? But later down the road, that will bring issues, right? Because if you just put a manual price and it's not tied to an item, then we don't have any record of how much does that item cost. So selecting it from your inventory is, of course, the most accurate way. That way, everything matches. So your reporting are like spot on in pricing, and everything matches perfectly. But
Absolutely.
in this case, if you just decide to just put an item like $75 that you would charge them like as a fee or something, then you could just manually just type $75 and it will create like what we call an item on the fly, which is an item that's not serialized in your inventory, but it's trackable for reporting purposes, etc. Yeah. So let's continue.
All right. So this next step, we're just going to be requesting the customer's information. The only required fields are the first name and last name. But of course, it's important to collect anything else that you want to be using within the software too, right? So if you want to be sending them emails from within Repair Spots, the email address does need to be included. We also recommend heavily the use of the phone number. And if you're going to be using the SMS features, then also the phone number does need to be included on that customer to make those automatic changes happen.
Yep.
So
and we have some fields here that, like, if the customer already exists, the phone number, then it finds the customer and asks you if you want to create a new record, or like a different customer, or if you were trying to find that specific customer. That way you just don't create duplicate entries. That's something unique that we have. Or if it's an existing customer, then you can always just choose existing customer.
So here we can just search for that customer. We can search either name, phone, or email to find that customer, and we'll pull them up. All right. Okay. So now the repair steps have all been finished. We're now on the repair overview screen. This is a screen so you can confirm everything with the repair is accurate. The customer can also go through this screen and make sure everything makes sense here with the repair. At the very bottom, the screen's going to lock so that if you're using an iPad or an iPhone, you'll be able to flip that device over and hand it over to the customer so that they can sign, confirm the repair, and finish the creation. So
that's a good point where you would normally flip the device, right? So you would have like a stamp, you flip the device, customer reads the information, then they sign it. That way you can finalize the repair.
Exactly. They want to read the terms and conditions. We have the terms and conditions here as well, where they know what terms and conditions they're signing and confirming. And then we can accept those and submit this repair. So at this moment, the customer, if they have an email or a phone number linked with SMS integration, are going to receive the notification for this repair. They're going to get the repair details already, so there will be no need to print out the receipt if they are receiving these. Somebody asked if the terms and conditions are editable. They can be completely customized even by feature. So if you wanted to have different terms and conditions for your repairs versus your sales versus your orders, for whatever reasons your shop may have, you will be able to do that. And they can be editable and changed to whatever you might want to use.
Yep. So these are a few options that we have. Let's go straight into view repair, and we can talk about like the print options and all of that in a moment. I just want to go back to some of the questions that you guys have been posting here before we continue to go deeper into repair creation. So pretty much what Dylan just did was created the repair, and we're in the repair detail screen, so we'll talk about this in just a moment. So going to your questions, let's just go right here. So what are the total fees for integrated payments? So we have our own built-in payment processing system, right? That the rates vary pretty much depending on like your merchant statement, but we have really good rates. And we try to be super competitive, right? So we're not like PayPal or something like that you're going to see like high rates. We try to go, like I said, very close to what you're currently at. And if we can match it, then we try to do our best.
We also don't have any kind of monthly fees for this as well. So in regards to what total fees they are, you're just looking at the interchange plus rates. And that's pretty much it with as far as any fees go for the integrated payments.
Yep, and we also, so like Dylan mentioned, we pretty much you need to have an active subscription with Repair Spots, and then of course sign up and be approved for your merchant services. So we guide you through all that process. It's really simple, and you can do all that through the software itself. All right, so going to the next. And the good thing about the powerful thing about using Repair Spots and having integrated payments is that everything just works seamlessly, right? You don't need to have a need of a separate merchant, provider. Everything just works, like within the software, and it works very well.
Yep.
If you're using a desktop as a POS, can this be pushed over to the customer with an iPad for view and the signature? So right now we do have a web version as well. What we're presenting to you guys at the moment is the mobile version. The web version has pretty much has also signature pad that you can use. Dylan could probably go more into details on that, but we do recommend highly to use our mobile point of sales, on the iPad, right? Which is like our fully featured. But of course, users that prefer to use like on a web, then we do have those options as well.
Yeah, something you can do if you didn't want to use like a signature pad for the desktop, you could finish creating the repair on the portal, and we actually have a sign later option. So you can select the sign later option. And then, for example, if you did have an iPad in the front of the store, you can go over to the repair, and here in the repair details, where we have this signature filled out right now, there's going to be a sign now button that takes up that place. So you could go ahead, put sign now, and then have the customer sign on the iPad instead. So you will be able to kind of do that. It's not going to be the exact same screen that we just looked at, but you will be collecting that customer signature for evidence on that repair.
Yep. All right. So I think all those questions are answered. And like I said, keep them coming. So now we're on the repair detail screen, right? So we're not going to go to each and every feature because we'll take up 2 hours here, right? So let's just talk about what's important here, right? So what do you guys care about as a business owner, right? You guys, if you guys have employees, or if you're the only employee, you want a history of what you're doing, right? So we have here on the left side, I'm sorry, where it says update repair status for the actions, the quick actions. So here we have a list of unique like statuses that you can update the repair. So this is important, you know, if the device is repaired, waiting for customer, etc. Every time you select one of these options, the customer will receive a text message, and you're also creating a record within Repair Spots. So that's important that we can keep track of everything that's going on with the repair. Let's go back to previous game.
If does anyone have a question that they want to ask instead of typing, you can raise your hand or unmute yourself. Does anybody have a question that they just want to talk through instead of texting it? You can just unmute yourself.
Yep. So in the meantime, also, yeah, just feel free to interrupt us. We'll definitely be more than happy to answer your question and go more in depth. So we also have the add notes. So as you're repairing the device, you notice that device you opened up is missing parts, it has corrosion or something. Well, in the add notes section, you can always add notes to the repair. If it's internal or something, you can also add internal notes that only you and your team will see, because these notes will be posted to the receipts that are sent out to the customer, right? So having it internal is key, you know, for your customer not to see certain things that you don't want them to see. Something else that's super important is where you see repair ID, it says RS71, and it has a QR code right next to it. That QR code is scannable within the software. So on the home menu, you can easily scan a QR code and pull it up. So that would be normally if you give like a receipt to your customer with the QR code, or if you print out like a receipt just for your staff, you print out a label printer, like a label for the device. It's an easy way to find it really quickly. So Dylan, do you want to start about something else?
Sure.
And we have 2 questions. Can this be integrated with QuickBooks, and will they be notified when a note is added, as in the customer, I believe?
Yeah, so we are able to export our sales in a QuickBooks format. So if you wanted to use QuickBooks to do any kind of management or accounting, you will be able to export sales from Repair Spots in a QuickBooks format immediately and be able to import it straight into QuickBooks. Yes.
Yep. In regards to notifications for the, so when a note is added, so pretty much the way that works is that we don't automatically notify the customer, but the customer can see the note within the receipt itself, and they can also track it. But we do have like notify customer for specific things. So for example, if you want to notify the customer that the repair is done, or that the repair is, you know, like ready for pickup, they can notify it by tapping on notify customer. And notify payments, of course, is another option that they have for if they have like an open balance as well.
And do you have a customer self-facing integration, and can QBO files export automatically?
Yeah, so we have a customer facing app that's available right now, where they can download the software and log in like as a customer. So that's something that is possible. They can do that. In regards to like automating the QuickBooks export, you know, we're looking into some integrations that we're actually going to talk about at the end of this, right? So QuickBooks is one of the integrations that, you know, we're looking into, like how to like automate something through API keys. So it's definitely something that we're looking into, and we're we're definitely open to expand on that. But at the moment, it would be a manual process where, as Dylan mentioned, you would export pretty much the file and then be able to import it in the format that QuickBooks already like requires, right? So there's pretty much no like manual things that you need to do. It just
So you
works.
can export the QBO file, it just can't be automatic. And then is there ability to so they're saying what data is exported to QuickBooks is inventory. So yes, sales and things like that, but what about inventory? As you can manage inventory stuff in QuickBooks too.
Yeah, so right now we're not, so we're, there's specific services that we do want to integrate with because we have like, like a lot of customer requesting features, right? There's also services that we're not necessarily looking to be like fully integrated, right? Because of course we do own our own point of sale. We have a ton of inventory management software, right? But we're always open, we do have inventory export, which can also be put into like a format that would fit into QuickBooks. We're also working with like some Shopify API development. So I'm sure that more QuickBook integration will be available for like syncing inventory. So I'm assuming that's pretty much where that question is coming from. But yeah, so
he's also asking about AP and AR, so accounts receivable, accounts payable.
Yeah, so we also have an employee management app that we can talk about at the end of this also. So we have employee management software built in that connects directly with RepairSpots, where you can like do your clock in, clock out, your timesheets. You can also set up like the hourly rates, etc. It doesn't automatically send like payroll to the customer, right? So it's not like fully like ADT, for example, one of those. But we do have a way where you can track hours and then, of course, have like a proof of even where they clocked in, right? Because so we have a section where your employees could download it's called Employee Manager, right? It's built by our team as well, and it's fully integrated with RepairSpots, but it's a different software, and that one is available to download in iPhone and Android. And if they have the location services active, then they can also track like where they're being where they're logging in, right? So that's something like if you want to make sure that they're clogging in the shop, right? Just some things to have. Of course, the user has like.
So I think, Ray, you guys, I mean, it just sounds like, you guys have a lot to offer with this software. And if you're not already doing it, you're going to definitely put it on the list to look at it, to add it.
Yep.
Guys that are on here, everybody, guys and gals, if you have any other question or thoughts or, anything about the POS, keep commenting it. Is there anything else that you want to go over in here, Ray, or
so pretty much, so I don't want to go like super deeper into this, right? So what we covered here mostly is the repair process. So there's a bunch of features here: text messages, managed orders. There's a lot that you can do here. We have, so let me just reach out to Dylan very quickly.
So Brian, do you want to talk about the two things you need to talk about while he's reaching Dylan?
Sure, I can do that.
If you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So one of the things I've been hearing from members in the last at least 6 months or more is, getting the ACO program integrated into the point of sale. So there's one place to do both. And Raymond is actually with Jared from ACO in the process of integrating the ACO sales platform in with RepairSpots, and be one of the first ones. So we're really excited to look at that. And in fact, it's going to be a little bit different for RFA members because ACO is coming up with a one price for all devices platform, and that's what they're looking to integrate that in with RepairSpots. It won't affect your commissions. It won't affect anything. It'll actually just make it easier. So I don't know how long that's going to be. I know Raymond's working on it, and I will say this from what I've personally seen, Raymond working with people to fit their needs on certain things. They're very, very, very responsive, and I will definitely say that very responsive. not only to me, RFA members as well. And I do want to thank you guys for that, because, you know, sometimes when you have a question, like I had a member ask me some questions today and I didn't know the answers, and I called Raymond and he answered the phone. Now that probably won't happen for everybody all the time, but I just happened, you know, but they're very responsive. And if you could, I'm not really interested in naming names of other point of sale systems, but Ray, I guess the question I would ask, Raymond, are you aware of any point of sale system that if a person is currently using today and they don't want to use that system anymore and they want to come use your system, are you currently aware of any point of sale system that you're not able to get the data out of, that you would need to put in to load into your point of sale system?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So we have several import options built in Repair Spots. Very simple. You can do it through our web portal or through our mobile version as well. As long as we have the data, we're able to import it, right? So we also have training like one-on-one, right? So if the customer decides to import and they have any questions, then we can help them, import within the software. We have customer import, inventory import, ticket import. And so there's several things that we already do very easily. And it just depends on like what data we have, of course, because there are required fields that we do need for importing purposes.
But if they're having a hard time,
Yeah,
maybe I know you probably don't know every single point of sale system out there, but if they're having a hard time getting the data out of their POS, you probably know the direction to lean them to be able to pull a report that your team can then help load into their system. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we've helped several, like come from different point of sales, right? Like some of the more named ones. It's very simple to import.
Okay.
Right. We have a question
yes.
that we missed, and I do apologize, Heman, that we missed and I hope I say your name right. Smith, his last name. Can we see what is available in system for outbound marketing campaigns, email and SMS? This is a comment that this person made about, that's one of the concerns, is they want to make sure that a POS has some sort of marketing built into it.
Sure does.
Yeah. So I would like to, I'll show you guys now like a preview of the new update, right? If you guys want to see that. Yeah, we could talk about it.
Nicole, there's one more question while you're at that point. Could you read that question to him?
And can customer history be exported from Repair Queue, for example?
Well, as long as we have the data, we can definitely import it, right? So that's something that we can help you set up. It's very simple. We have everything in place. So I would recommend to set up a demo with us, so we can either share the link or do it through RFA, share like a link where even through the RFA form, right? And we can set up a quick demo, a 30-minute demo, and show you how to do so.
Yeah. Because when you're talking about a point of sale system, just everyone knows there's a lot of complexities in there. So
you didn't talk about the benefit to RFA members. You want to talk about pricing?
I forgot what it was. I'm human. I'm sorry. Raymond, could you go over the special RFA member pricing? I know you have it memorized. I'm sorry. My brain is.
Definitely. No problem. Definitely. Yeah. So we are giving RFA members 20% yearly discount, right? So it's on top of pretty much, like whatever discount you guys will currently get. So it's a good, it's a good offer. 20% off the yearly plan.
Percent off yearly.
Yep.
And then what was the other part that you said? I'm typing it in here.
Yep. So and of course extended support, of course, as well. So the price, like the actual price for the year plan, depends on your shop needs, right? So if you were going to pay monthly for the service, it would be $70. Paying yearly, Dylan, if you're not mistaken, it's like $6.99. So there's like a discount already there. So pretty much of that yearly plan, you would get an extra additional, and I can show you right here. Let me just go straight into.
And do they get any discount off the monthly if they choose just to do monthly?
So we can do it, right? We can do it actually. So if somebody from this call is interested on the monthly, we can definitely hook them up. So yeah, the option that's showing here is showing let me just confirm this very quickly because this is the beta version that we haven't yet finished. So I want to just confirm this number.
So on the member
Yeah.
pricing, let's just say I'll just say this. And I caught me off guard on that, and I apologize. If you log
Yeah, no
into your
problem.
rfamember.com portal, it'll show it on there. And then I'll work with Raymond on coming up with a monthly plan as well, than a yearly. Okay.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
we'll
So
update the portal when Raymond and I have a chance to talk.
Yep, definitely. But you get a 20% off of whatever number you're seeing there, right? So we can apply that on both the monthly and the yearly
Oh,
plan.
Okay, well
Yep.
that'd be great, Nicole. If we could update that, I'll get that
Yep.
updated.
Okay, yeah. I'll update it.
So, and that would apply to people on this call, right? Because like we do encourage the yearly plan, right? Just because the monthly plan, we want to push people right to use the software and understand it, and monthly plan, you're gonna end up paying a lot more in the long term, right? So it's pretty much just better if you pay it through here.
So anybody on this call, if you will have the ability, and you're a member, okay?
Yeah, of
If
course.
you're not a member and you happen to be on here, you can sign up for a membership, say your name, and they'll know that you were on the call. They're gonna, they'll have a list, and then of course there's this recording, and you can get 20% off monthly. But the normal RFA benefit is $6.99 annually. Get 20% off of that. Correct? I think that was right.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
just make sure you guys log into your rfamember.com account and fill out the JOT form. That's what it automatically alerts them to know that you're an RFA member. And that way they make sure they reach back out to you as quickly as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually,
So
the email, the JOT form goes right to their team, their main team. So
Yep.
Yeah, we get an email automatically and we reach out. So what you're seeing here is the home menu. It looks a little bit different of what you didn't present to you guys. So I'm not going to go into each and every feature, right? Because I shouldn't, right? But
we're also
this is pretty
running
much
low
an
on time
overview.
too.
yeah, we got 15 minutes.
Yep. So this is pretty much an overview. I'm going to go straight into the question that was asked for like customer marketing, right? So each customer, when you create a customer, you have customers category by like B2B customers, your top 10. So you always see like what are your high performer customers. And then you can see like in the customer detail, like how much sales that customer has made to you, store credits, notes, repairs, sales, pretty much everything tied to that customer. And the good thing about this is from here, from this section, you can send a text message to the customer. You can request feedback. So that's a good marketing tool, pretty much feedback. So every time you close a repair, your customer automatically will get a text message requesting feedback, right? So they can rate the repair experience from 1 to 5. If they rate it from 1 to 3, they'll be able to type in like why they felt that way. If it's from like 4 or 5 stars, then they automatically are redirected to your preferred like Google sharing like reviews, for example. That's all automated. You also get an email when they rate. So you get an email like what customer rated if it's a repair or if you just requested a feedback manually for that customer. Anytime you get that, there's an email that's sent out to you, and you pretty much get information of like which customer rated, what they wrote, and if it was tied to a repair, then you're able to understand why they wrote whatever message. We also have integrations. So some of the integrations that we're working on, so of course we have a bunch, right? So I think JJ is on this call also from Stacked, because we're doing a few integrations. So that's one also for like buybacks. We're adding some cool buyback functionality there with Stacks. ACO, as I mentioned earlier with you guys, we have ACO integration. For marketing purposes, we're working with MailChimp, and we're also using like Constant Form. That way you can create like custom lists. That way, every time you add a customer, they add it to that list, and you can send like ongoing promotions to that customer. Or if you choose to like grab that list, put it on a different, like marketing campaign, that's all done through the software, right? So every time you add a customer, it'll automatically be added to that list. So those are some of the routes, and of course, text messaging.
Would like to throw just a small plug.
Yep.
JJ is also an RFA member, also an RFA approved vendor. And if you utilize his services, he has a nice package for you. Again, you just need to complete the form inside your RFA member portal. And JJ, thank you very much.
Yep. And if you are already like one of the customers, pretty much we have a really simple way where you just go here, you request an API key. So the setup is, we're already like pretty much almost done on that. So that's we're gonna be announcing that officially once we launch this product. So on this preview, right? So what you're seeing here is the new update, right? The only thing that I'm gonna show you guys, because I don't want to go deep into this, is the repairs part. So if you create, this is the repair section, so it's a little bit different than what Dylan presented earlier. If you create a new repair, this is the screen that you will be seeing. So let's just go with a basic phone repair. You will see this screen, and then here, something new that we added is brand. So you can add like custom brand here. So let's just say Apple, right? To give you an example, is the one you created, iPhone XR. That way you don't have to manually type it in, or you can just create brands and devices that are tied to that repair that you're doing. So if you switch this over from phone to computer, then you're going to see different brands, different devices, because they're all tied to specifically what you're trying to repair. We also have here some custom like common repairs. So let's just say diagnostic. Same options here. So, you can also add IME, lock code. You can still select, if the parts aren't working. And something new that we added here is suggested parts. So we're smarter on parts that are tied to that repair. So you'll see here parts that are suggested based on the device that you're repairing. That way you don't have to go to inventory and search it. So it's just a lot more efficient. You can easily just select parts here, say, all right, I want just to add back glass and charging port, flex this repair. Select a technician. Same thing, you can also add notes here, add images, customer information, pretty much the same thing. We just improved overall the UI here. And then of course you can complete the repair, but I'm not gonna go, like I said, too deep into that. This new update pretty much is a rebranding, right, of the software. So everything that we showed you over there is just, this version just has some improved user experience, and we added a couple of features here and there. But it's the same pretty much service that we provided, that we showed you guys.
Ray, this will be out in a month or so. So if they have questions or whatever, they can ask it.
Yep, it'll be available.
Okay.
And if anybody wants beta testing to this, of course, they would have to be an RFA member, and they would have to be an active user of RepairSpots, but we can give them access to this. So I'm gonna go through each feature in 30 seconds. So we have
okay, because that's about to catch you off. Okay.
Yeah. Sales and reports.
Right,
so sales and reports. Yeah, so we got sales and reports. You can create repairs, you can create orders. Inventory management is very important as well. So you can create inventory items, low part stock. So that's smart. Pretty much when I say smart, it just understands what you set up when you set a minimum quantity. That way you don't have to like go through, and you can just see a report of everything that's low part stock. You can switch inventory from different shops if you have multiple shops within the software. So pretty much like think of it as like a swap. Purchase order integration. We're also working to partner with a few vendors out there to hopefully build this natively within the software. Inventory counts, of course, you want to do data counts, make sure everything is up to date. Device management, so we have a full device management feature. Devices that you want to sell, you want to track, etc. You want to lend to a customer devices. We have like a fully device management feature in there. And of course, inventory creation, right? So these are just some of the things. We have built-in tools for importing, exporting. So we do export, right? I know that sounds like a surprise maybe for some people, but we do have exporting, right? Because we believe data should be available to export anytime you feel for. We do provide a strong like point of sale and good service, right? So when we provide these tools, it's mostly if you're using like external service for like marketing, you want to just export all your customers for marketing purposes or inventory to just do some like crazy AI stuff. We definitely support all that, and that's why we have all these built-in tools. So prepaid, layaways, appointments, team tracking, unlocks, payment processing, we have all in there, multiple shops. If you have multiple shops, you can switch shops right from the software. You can see which shop is performing better. You can do reports based on different shops, etc. So again, I'm not gonna go deep into everything because of course we're short on time. So I just wanted to take the time to answer any other questions you guys might have.
Yeah, let me read the two that are. Let me read the two that are kind of out here already. So, is the database with phone already in system, or does new store have to create it?
Yeah, so I think you're talking about like the phone on creating a repair for the devices. So there's going to be default devices, makes, models there on that screen. What we were showing you is just kind of a preview of what we're working on the beta. So the defaults aren't included on this account, but new accounts moving forward when this product launches, they will have default phone
and it's customizable
options. Exactly.
As well. So we'll just create it, but then you can customize it based on your shop needs.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
inventory, we also have like inventory. We have like a sample CSV file that you can use, which already has like a bunch of like common parts. But of course, you'll customize that based on your shop needs because you might have parts that don't really make sense. So yeah.
Okay. The next question is, can you create net due invoices for customers that have terms? Additionally, can you combine multiple repairs to the same invoice? For example, schools with high volume.
Yes. Let me just show you very quickly repairs, like adding multiple repairs. So this is like the checkout screen. So here you have, if you go to repairs on this section, here you see like a list of repairs that have not been paid for. So you can select multiple repairs, for example, and you can also combine them with products, etc. So everything that you see here, these are all parts that are tied to that repair. So like when you start a tap down, you saw like multiple items show up. That's because multiple parts were tied to that repair, and it brings all those items into the checkout screen. So yes, you can combine multiple repairs on the same invoice.
And terms, can you create terms?
Yeah, terms conditions or.
No, like terms for companies, like if you're doing B2B, so say you do repairs for a company and they have 30 days, like net due 30. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So we're working on an invoice feature that is going to allow that. That way you can they can automatically pay for that. Dylan, do you want to go?
Yeah, exactly. So, and to kind of add that together with what we just showed you, you would go through that same process to create the sale. On the final step, instead of selecting an option like cash or debit card, there will be another option for creating an invoice. So for your specific situation, you would want to probably have a B2B customer who's tied to multiple repairs. You bring all those repairs in the checkout screen, and then you send them a net due invoice, let's say 30 days, 2 months, and then send that over to them. And then that will actually also be going through our payment processing system as well. So that can be sent via text message or email and have a way for the customer to go through and pay for that invoice.
Okay, great.
Jeff,
thank you for
important.
that question. I wanted to say because I know that we do B2B, so that's a great question. Okay, so we have 2 more and we have 5 minutes, so that'll be all with the questions. If you guys are members, just log into rfamembers.com, submit the jot form, and you can get on a call with them, right? If you're not a member, you should be. This is another reason that you should be. Just quickly, 3 minutes, what is the cost? If you have 2 stores, is it per location for the POS? And then can the system create a serial number for the part that has been replaced for recycling purposes? And then that's the final questions.
Yep. So in regards to pricing, the pricing, it varies per user, right? So it is per shop, right? We allow, we don't have a cap pretty much on how many shops you can add to it. Our system is very performance. So it could handle shops, with 100 employees, for example, or 100 shops. So we are capable of multiple shops, but the license is per shop. And then of course your plan, you select it based on your needs, right? So if you need 5 employees, if you need 30 employees, if you need up to 100 employees. So there's different plans that pretty much are updated based on your needs.
Raymond, is that per physical location, or if I'm a shop?
Per location.
Okay,
so
if I'm a shop and I got a van, that wouldn't be, the van wouldn't be a location, would it?
Well, if you have a shop and it would count as a location, but you can use the same like account to log in if you have like a main shop and you also have like a van.
And,
Yeah,
and let me actually add to this a little bit. So, I mean, this could, of course, be up to you as the shop, right? So if you see your van as an extension of the same shop and you just do, mobile repairs from your location, then we would recommend you have the one shop. All the employees are tied to that one shop and there's no difference. But if you, for example, were in a mall and you had kiosks and then you wanted to manage those sales individually and keep those employees' accesses only to those kiosks. So for example, that employee couldn't go to another kiosk you had in the same store and then access the system and do something. Then in that case, you would want to have a much more split up and divided system. So you may want to have a different shop for each kiosk or even your van if the mobile van was kind of also like processing sales and things like that outside of it.
Awesome. Okay, one final question. We got 1 minute. Can the system create a
Yeah.
serial number for the part that has been replaced for recycling purposes?
Yeah, that's actually an
Yep.
option in inventory. So if you're creating an inventory product, you can choose it to be a recycled part, and then it will be serialized just like any other inventory product.
That
Yep,
is awesome.
so right here.
So that was a yes. That's great. That's really great. Recycle. Look at that.
Yep,
Okay.
and then the barcode, you can pretty much create a
Look at
barcode
that.
or a QR code.
Thank you guys so much. This has been great. I think we could have gone for another whole hour. But you know,
Yep.
Nicole, I'm the bad person here. I'm the bad guy, you know.
No,
So RFAmembers.com. If you are not a member and you're on here, I don't know why. You should definitely be a member. But I think most of you are members. Thank you for being members. Thank you, Jeff. And everybody that asked questions and didn't, just being here watching. And we'll see you on the next live. Dylan and Ray, thank you so much. Brian.
Yep, thanks everybody for
Thank you, everybody.
being
Appreciate
part
your time.
as well, and looking
Absolutely.
forward to doing answering more questions through like personal.
Yeah. All right.
Meetings.
Thanks, guys. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.
All right, bye.